This is Community Formation, a podcast made by and for the Twilight Imperium community. What's up, you rat fuck?
Dude, just being a rat fuck, apparently. Like, goddamn, theme of the fucking episode. Dating and rat fucks the whole life.
It's my new favorite thing. Oh my god, it's
for
literally
real,
so
though.
Funny. Yeah, I cannot find the words to describe to you when EJ called me that. Or called us that, sorry to not include you in that. But when he called us that, it just gave me all sorts of emotions that I can't even begin to describe.
Like, I know he re-explains it in our interview later. By the way, today we have two wonderful guests on to talk about a gigantic TI4 announcement.
It's a big
EJ
deal.
Sanders and Dane. No need for a last name.
Man.
Yeah, no, EJ calls us a couple of rat fucks, and I knew it was a term of endearment. It just sparked so much fucking joy in me.
Sparks joy. It sparks joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
Great episode this time around. Very enjoyable. We literally just did the interview last night, and we're doing back-to-back days of recording to get this one knocked out. And just such a good time. Such a good time with those boys.
Oh, it's maybe not as humorous as our other outings. Like a very, I don't know, just I have a very deep emotional connection with those two, and I feel like it really shows. We do. I shouldn't not to cut you out of it, but it's it was weird. I don't know. Personalities all just vibed, and it was a good time, man. And,
absolutely.
Well, EJ and I, we're starting a dating podcast now, so that's our new project.
It's not the worst idea. I mean,
honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because we have so much experience and great takes and all sorts of stuff like that, man. That's what we got.
Honestly, some pretty good viewpoints there. You got what you got going on. He's got single dad vibe. I got that himbo energy.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good thing. We can invite Dane on. I don't know what he has, but we can invite him just to be there, just to throw it to him every now and then.
Moral support. That's and also Final Fantasy tips.
Well, just the tips though.
Yeah, how to build a Final Fantasy 14 party that will rock your socks off,
and maybe someone else's.
Bada boom.
Damn, what you drinking there, homeboy?
Oh, it's just some whiskey. It's just some. I actually got this on a ridiculous steal of a deal. It's called the Henry Dior's or whatever. This bottle was $15.
Oh shit!
I'm not kidding. It was ridiculous. I was gonna get I was just gonna get a bottle of Rittenhouse rye, and then the dude was like, "I know you like Rittenhouse and everything, but we got this one for $15 for some reason." And I said,
man.
"Easiest sale you made all day, baby." Easiest sale.
Oh, that's such a good vibe. That is such a good vibe.
Yeah.
But
it's chill.
Yeah, man. I mean, we usually let people know life updates, and I'll just tell you mine. I've been marathon training. That's my life.
That's his life.
I run.
That's all he does.
And I eat a lot. Please Venmo me so I can afford to eat.
Wow.
It's insane. My bill has quadrupled over the past month.
Wow, dude. That is.
Yeah, it's actually insane.
That's a lot of food.
Mm-hmm. I'm a small boy.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should, not buy as much junk food and buy more, lean proteins and stuff like that. How about
Moss?
that? Yeah.
I should live Moss? Is that what you're telling me? Because I've been living Moss. I don't know what you're getting at.
I just want Baja Blast every day of my life.
Listen, we'll get blasted. Listen, man, I'm just gonna love you for the Baja rest of my life. That's all I have to say here.
Dig that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, not a lot going on.
That's tight. My birthday's coming up.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. Mm-hmm. I'm planning.
Happy birthday to
Oh, what's up, buddy? I'm planning a birthday TI game. The Milty draft has already been finished. The kind of bummer news is that I think it's gonna snow this weekend, which is kind of ridiculous, and therefore the game is probably gonna have to be postponed. But that's whatever.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be a thing. It's gonna happen. I've got this. Let's see. The main title for the game is Brassbird's Birthday Bonanza, and the subtitle is Now That's What I Call Middle Age.
Oh my god!
I like that. I like that one.
Well, one second. What's he got? What's he got here? We got a dog. We got a dog. What's that?
What you got, Chaco? What you got?
Oh, he destroyed his hamburger. He turned it inside out. Look at that.
Oh, hey, there
Boom.
you go.
Boom. It's an In-N-Out burger, if you will. Anyways.
Good boy, Chaco. Good boy. But yeah, so I got birthday coming up. I am going to be starting a new job this week as well. I am going to be teaching music lessons to kids.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally just packing on the students like within the past day or so. Like I've gotten like 4 new ones, and I just I just told them like give me as many as I can handle. So I mean,
that's awesome, dude.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
I just hope they can handle you. You know, like, because you're too hot to handle, buddy. That's all I have to say there.
Okay, calm down.
But, well, I can't. I can't. I can see you right now. It's hard. Okay.
Yeah.
But there is another little bit of news, I guess. You know, a week from 2 days from now, you'll be in the old KY.
Oh yeah, that too.
Hanging out.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking weird.
I keep telling people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be out of town later this month. I'm gonna be in Kentucky of all places. Of all places, I'm going to be in Kentucky. So, and every single time, people are like, "What? You're going?
Yeah, like
where?
if I tell people I'm going to Portland, Oregon, they're like, "That's awesome," but you're like, "I'm going to Louisville, Kentucky." What? Oh my god, dude.
No, like, you know, I want you to know personally that I'm like doing my best to like hype it up and be like, no, but it's gonna be cool, man. Like it's gonna be
We're gonna play
cool.
board games.
No, it's like no, it's great. Like all my friends are gonna be there. I'm gonna drink all this bourbon. Like it's gonna be fun, man. You know, it's like Yeah, I'm
trying to like figure out some bourbon tour stuff, but it's more of the time frame. But we can get into.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
We'll figure it out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I am excited to play a little grab ass with Brian personally. Yeah.
Well, I think he's probably more excited than you are, to be truthful.
Yeah, no kidding. No, but it's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to seeing all the peeps and just hanging. And I'm going to cuddle with Chaco a lot is also my plan.
Oh, well, he'll fucking welcome it because he's
Buddy,
he's a jealous bitch. When we try to cuddle, though, he's going to get jealous and he'll push us apart. He does that. He gets between me and my girlfriend and puts his legs out.
Oh, my God.
Like lays on his side like that.
Dramatic bitch. Oh, my
I know,
God.
Dude.
That is literally so funny, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's great. But I got the house set up, doing a lot of work on it this weekend. Get the space all beautiful. You're gonna love it. Painting room tie-dye for you, man. You're gonna feel right at home.
Really? Or no, you're just bullshitting me.
Yes, I'm bullshitting you.
Yeah. The guy goes to he goes to one Grateful Dead concert, and now look at what happens to him.
Oh fuck! I'm wearing a tie-dye.
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
I did not enjoy that, man. We go to that a little bit, but God, not for me.
It's an acquired taste, man, and like I don't know. It's also a thing where it's like you go to see a cover band, and I've had this situation too where it's like, you know, it's like I lived in Humboldt County for 6 years, you know, so it's like I've seen my share of Grateful Dead cover bands, like I've been there. Yeah. But it's like, you know, they're playing the tunes, and like there's a lot of the tunes that I personally enjoy, but a lot of the Dead is like at least listening to original Dead, you know, it's like it's just like they got their own particular flavor and they got their own like particular thing that they got going on, and even that's an acquired taste, but it's all jam music that's very like particularly them. So then it's like different musicians just doing their own, you know, version of like their own version of jam, which is gonna be different. That's my point, is that it's just going to be different.
Yeah, and I listened to a lot of their stuff beforehand, just wasn't for me, man. And I have an innate dislike of jam bands because it's and like this is you'll find this funny. It's like they're edging you the whole time. There's no climax to it, man. Like there's just never a fucking climax. Like the jam starts builds, and then like it fucking ends, man. Like I don't know. It's not like jazz where it hits this beautiful symphony of like everyone's vibing together. I guess that's that's my innate distaste of jam bands.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from, and my take on that would be that like with like a jazz group, there's like higher ceilings, where it's like they're willing to go to like more extreme lengths and heights and everything, and it's like stuff can just completely explode and be crazy. But with jam bands, it's like this very slow incline.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the top, you're not really sure that that's the top necessarily.
Exactly.
And then it's like on this decline, and then you're like, oh, so that was the most crazy part that just happened? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
So I hear you there.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, and like, by the way, very talented musicians. Like, I do not want to say like the cover band I saw, I think the Dead are great. Like musically, I just it's not for me, and that's okay.
That's fair.
That is okay. More dating advice. It's not. It's okay.
Yeah, a lot of dating advice in this episode. Let me tell you. What. So what do we got on the episode, Frox? I mean, we already spoiled that big TI news coming with
real
EJ
big
Dane.
fucking TI news. Oh my fucking god! But so we got that. Fucking let's just say I had one cheek on a 2-cheek ass during this fucking episode, and we got that. We're gonna have our normal Articles of War segment where we talk TI tournament a little bit. Follow that up by the revival a little bit of the unconventional measures. Where we just talk about like stuff going on, like kind of the niche communities, if you will. Although I don't know how niche this one is anymore with the async TI.
For sure.
Then the segment you do specifically for me, Brassbird's Mega Meme Center. So that's it. Then we got the Who's the Speaker again. I guess we could, maybe that's a little hype. I guess so. Yeah.
Hype. It's tight. Yeah, no, it's good. I think it's going to be a good one this time around. I agree.
Oh, for sure, brother, for sure. But yeah, where are we at next?
For real, on God, it is going to be Articles of War right now.
Okay.
Yes, SCPT tournament update coming right at you. We are now in the month of January, which is the beginning of the prelims. Don't you know? Already had 3 games going on. Already happened. I felt bad because I didn't realize that JJ had already played. Like I'm
pretty sure that may have been an SCPT thing, but I'm like pretty sure JJ played.
Really?
Yesterday, and it was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, had a busy weekend, so I really didn't tune in to the degree that I wanted to. I knew that Susan played, and Susan had a kind of a sad experience.
A very sad experience,
sad experience, and I
can wax poetic about their play style and how that happens more often than he cares to admit. But anyways, Susan. I love Susan. If anyone doesn't know that, personal friend of mine at this point. But I'm Nina and Velcro. That's all I have to say. So the Susan stuff happened, and there's another big thing going on. The qualifiers are still happening.
Oh yeah,
that's very important. You can still qualify, even though the other stuff's happening. I mean, I think they're at 165 and they want 215 or something like that. So
something like that.
So let's look into our 3 semifinalists really quick. I wish I was better prepared.
Semifinalists already. It's incredible.
Yeah, actually freaking wild when you put it that way. Here we are. So we have Banner Spear, who won as Necro in Valhalla, Alabama, and you're going to talk about the slice after I'm done with this, by the way. And then we also have Random 8127. Winning is Jolnar, also in Valhalla, Alabama. And then we have Benedict as, you guessed it, Mahacht in New South Wales.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, I have not heard any of those names before, quite frankly.
Fresh.
So we got
fresh
3 fresh
meat
semifinals, which is awesome. And I think the new format has a lot to say about that. Like, people got more chances and they're getting more experience playing at a competitive level. And I personally dig it.
Yeah. I really do enjoy the new format, and I think that the way that they've felt it out over this amount of time and have made the necessary adjustments really has been super helpful. And I going into it, I really had an idea of man, that's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. There was such a good pace for few months there, but it's naturally going to peter out. And I'm glad that they recognized that it's okay, we got to make this a little more lax and everything. So I'm confident that it will get there, but it will just take like a little more time than expected, And I don't know, it's like, why not make it this way where it's like you still like, because the operative thing is that like you still got to win a game, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you've sunk this much time into like playing all these qualifiers and everything, that it's like, like, why not give people the chance to like just keep going? You know what I mean? Like, just let them scrap for it. And I wouldn't even mind it being turned into like a loser's bracket kind of thing. Like they had dropped the idea of like, what if someone like lost their prelims game or whatever, and then you like go back into the qualifiers and you still have to win another game, But then it's like I don't know, why not? Like,
I mean, if they're having trouble filling spots, not to like phrase it that way, but
for sure.
And that's what I like about like the level of community we're at. One, like, I mean, I know it's been a little more out of touch with it, but like, people's names, them, a person, and like you literally can know Matt and Hunter, and like they can change the rules. You know what I mean? Like it's not this hard and fast thing. It's more about like what's good for the community, what they see as a whole. So
totally,
I totally agree with that. But you maybe want to highlight the slices and talk about the concept for anyone who's a little out of the loop here.
Yeah. So I'd say with all of the slices that I've seen in tournaments so far, this is maybe the most like bold, crazy direction that they've taken it.
I'm going to use the first word that came to mind for me. It's very memey. The memeiest slices they've came out with.
Oh, it's a meme. Meme.
It's 100% a meme. Yeah.
So the idea of it is every slice is all one planet trait. All one planet trait. Because if you know like the level of care and dedication that the boys have put into slices for like this entire time, you'll know that
it would put New York to shame. Coming to hear about these slices. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, no kidding. So like they would like balance everything so carefully where they're like, we're gonna have no more than 3 of a certain planet trait in every slice, because we don't want to make it so where Corner of the Market comes out and then this person that just like drafted that one slice has like an easy score or whatever. It's like they have to venture into another slice to be able to score Corner of the Market.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they like took that kind of consideration and then they, it's and just like turn it on his head because it's like it's not broken if everyone has it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of idea.
Yep.
That being said, I mean, like I was hearing Elspeth talking about her thoughts on the slices, and she definitely feels like there's 2 of them that are like obviously weaker than the others, and I don't know, maybe that's something that can be turned around by like a certain like faction combo or something.
Yeah.
But in general, I think it's just hilarious. And,
well, I love the commitment to the bit. And that's the one thing I can say about life is like commitment to the bit is key.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're not living life if you're not committed to the bit, and they're doing it.
I agree. And that being said, it's like even with
they commit to the bit, and the dog's biting me.
Of course. Good boy, Chaco. So that being said, I think there's still like balancing considerations that they made within the constraints that they set out for themselves. So there's
definitely.
So there's 6 slices total. 2 of them are all hazardous. 2 of them are all industrial. 2 of them are all cultural. So that part of it is balanced. There are all 3 alpha wormholes, all 3 beta wormholes, 1 to each slice. So it is going to have this kind of like symmetrical aspect. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the different like layouts that get generated by the draft, so you might have like the perfect like alternating around the table with all the traits, or you might have like, this is the hazardous third, this is the industrial third, and this is the cultural third. You might have it like that, or just like combinations in between those. I will spoil it. There is a meme in the Mega Meme Center later that specifically is all about the prelim slice meta, and damn, it's a good one. Yeah, and the cool thing too is that with my schedule, like I had this whole like kind of kerfuffle thing happen with like a job that I was going to have, and then that fell through, but then I was like picking up more work with the other thing or whatever. Long story short, I was not going to have weekends available initially, and then it was going to be like, oh man, I have to like request a day off to play a prelims game. So I was going to be like looking forward to be like, okay, like end of February or whatever, like I'm going to like take one of the last slots that are even possible for me to take because I've got all this other stuff going on. And now it's like I'm looking at having weekends kind of open. So I don't know. I might even play like, I don't know, when I get back from Kentucky or some bullshit. So I'll have some I'll have some news one way or the other of whether or not your boy is going for the gold or not. We will see.
Join me, man. Us semis players. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I've never made it, dude. Like, like I fucking get stopped in the prelims every time.
Fucking can.
I know. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not worthy. I'm a worm.
I don't know, man. I do want to go on a brief aside as a good segue to unconventional measures that way. I just think the way I play and the way you play express themselves very differently.
Sure.
And that's why you're better at async than I am. Whereas like when I'm sitting at a table, I play the people. I'm not saying I do that better than you. I just know it's a strength of mine. Mm-hmm. And it's like I sit here in async and like I won't talk to someone for 3 weeks. Sometimes, like, I'll be playing, but that's what I'm noticing. I don't know. That's just like I just think the culture is very different. It's created a different meta. It's created a different, like an almost impersonal style of play that I've seen in a couple of the games I've watched too, where they don't understand the emotional ramifications of a move they're making. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. And I do agree that our styles differ in that way. And I feel like what happens to me more often is I feel like, well, I'm not even going to bother to play the players.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even going to bother because it's like I'll see, I don't know, maybe this is just like my negative mindset that I'm carrying around or something, but I can see how all of that is just going to not work, or like I can see how like, oh, they're just going to answer with this, or like they're going to see that there's another move here or whatever. Like more often than not,
you feel like you're going to give away show your hand by talking.
Yeah. Or that, like, maybe it's better for me not to ask because then they will see that I want this too badly. So maybe I will. Yeah. So it's like all sorts of things come up for me that stop me from trying to make a negotiation happen. But that being said,
definitely I'm more trusting than you. That being said, go.
Sure.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
That being said, the one time recently that I tried playing the players, it won me my game in the async tournament. So maybe I should try it more often. Maybe I think that's the lesson. I think that's
kill him with kindness, man. I'm telling you, even if you're being mean, kill him with kindness.
Yeah,
lesson I've learned. But no, moving on. I think we've kind of handled that conventions of war,
articles of war.
So yeah, articles of war. Conventions of war is a totally different thing that we do not need to go into on this show.
It's a totally different segment. But yeah, we're gonna go into unconventional measures. No need for this to be a super long one, but it's more of just like an announcement than anything else. The epic, huge game known as PBD 100 has finally ended. Don't you know? Do you know? Do you know who won? Do you want me to tell you who won this ridiculous game?
I don't know. Maybe we cruise right through that and figure out like what we're. Maybe we save that for who our next guest is going to be. How about that?
I will spoil it right now. It was Mentak.
Oh, shit!
It was the dirty Mentak, and we
you pillaged the suspense from me, man.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, congrats to Expendable. We will spoil it and say that we are planning on having Expendable on the pod to give a more detailed view on what happened. But yeah, so in that, I mean, I won't spoil too much of anything, but I will say that they had like played a hell of a game, and like also Expendable wasn't piloting the faction the whole time. It started with Alpha Squid, and then at some point Kyle K. Ruthless took over, and then Expendable took over there. But Expendable played much of the game and also had Humble as a co-pilot for a little while. So there really were a lot of hands on the wheel. Yeah. And played a hell of a game, had kind of like a lot of different paths to victory that they had been chasing the whole time. And the move that, like, I don't want to spoil too much, but their essentially their final move was just like really creative, and it was like a situation
in those situations. Expendable excels in those situations, creating those situations, and in async especially, he knows how to wear you down. I'll say that.
Yeah. And I will say the Mentak Commander was a huge component in their quest for victory. It was. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it more often.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm looking at the readout here, and I want to tell you how long this took, man. How long this took. The game started September 6th, 2022. The game ended December 15th, 2023.
That's 3 girlfriends for me, by the way. 2 jobs, 3 girlfriends.
Is that how we're going to measure time for you from now on, is in girlfriends?
Probably, considering such a fucking himbo.
Yes, that was 4 girlfriends ago. I remember it well.
4 and 3 girlfriends ago.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It really is. I don't know. It's something special. It's something that I will always remember, like in terms of like, what were the highlights of my TI career. I was in there the entire time. From day one, I was like, sign me up. I'm playing Star.
You're a hell of a co-pilot, man.
Oh yeah, no, Mantis was there, and it's like Mantis was more involved in the beginning. And then he kind of like dropped off at some point, but he was always around. And like, I had such a good time, like going into my personal little DM with Mantis, and I would just give him the report, and I would just like type up like 4 or 5 paragraphs of just like,
oh man,
here's what's going on, man. It's like,
dude, Moose would do that to me.
Shit. Oh, sure. But then I'm sure Moose would like digress.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Off air. That's all we're gonna say. Off air. Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah. To be fair to Mantis, like whenever I like went in and like updated him on what was going on, he would get back to me. It'd be like, okay, we should do this. We should think about this. We should talk to this faction. We should blah 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 blah. So yeah, I would say that we were definitely both piloting. And, we did okay. Yeah. What really stopped us was that we got point blocked at a really important time. And it was actually literally just when the switch was happening to like translating everything into the async bot. Because I may have talked about this before, but it's like the way the game started was like so low tech, and it was so old school where it's like we just have a TTS save, and then we're taking pics of the TTS save, and like we still have the channel with like all of those pics, with all those updates and everything, and then we were making this huge transition where we're migrating everything on there, and there's a video. It may be on like Teaspoon's YouTube or something.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah. So there on that video where we're looking at the async bot map for the first time, I'm just bemoaning like, fucking Yin is like ruining my life yet again. Point blocking us from the 2-pointer. We didn't get rule distant lands at this particular point. I think it also maybe like stopped our secret or something like that. It was just it was such bullshit. But it's like, so we're playing to 14. We ended at 9. And, it's like, whatever. It's like not the worst, but not the best. But
14 pointers are weird, man.
Yeah, no, they are for sure. And
the pacing's just so different. Yeah,
it really is. It really is. But actually, my favorite part, I gotta say, our final meme play, the way that I had us go out of the game, was spectacular. It was It was absolutely spectacular. I sent like pretty much all of our plastic, like pretty much everything except for like a few Stroders here and there. I sent like everything we had into the Van Hag. Sent absolutely everything. Blew up the Van Hag, blew up all of our ships. But then the funny thing was that I didn't realize, like, and I brought all 3 docks as well. And I was like, oh, this is like going to just blow up everything. But then I didn't realize that the floating factories are not ships.
Yeah.
So they don't get blown up. And we had a floating factory too. So it's like we had all this capacity. So it was like, I like already was like, okay, I'm going to end turn. And then I realized like, oh, the turn's not over. I've got all these ground forces, so I can still try to take the home system. Because we're going for Darien, of course. Yeah. Ended up losing the combat. Then we got the docks blockaded, and it was whatever. Oh, and then the cherry on top is that we had predictive intelligence, and then I took everything out of fleet and put everything in strat, blew up the rest of the ships. It was magnificent, if I do say so.
I love everything about what you just told me.
Yeah,
it was splendid.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So, final things I want to say about PBD 100 is that I want to. I've had this idea in mind for a while now, where I want to properly memorialize the game, and I'm going to use my video editing quote unquote skills and acumen. Or I like quote unquote huge air quote skills to make a video. And I'm already like contacting people. I mean, you'll hear from me soon, people. Okay. I've got people on lock to do interviews, and then I want to like put all the interviews together in somewhat of a chronological order, and just trying to like, get a history of the game. Yeah. In like some kind of package. Get Teaspoon involved, of course. Yeah. And then something that's even further down the pike, like maybe give a chance for it to breathe or whatever, like let some nostalgia build about the whole thing. I want to just like kind of do a run back, and just like do like another PBD 100, slightly different, change some of the systems, change the map. Like I want to see if I can come up with like a different kind of style map for it. But I think it'd be fun to just like have it be a different thing, because all the other mega games that they're planning on the server are like even more ridiculous. Like there's there's like the 48
something to be said about going back to the basics, man.
Yeah, go back to the basics. Like 24 factions, that's the basics, like
25, right?
Well, it's 25, but in mine I don't want Kelleris. Cutting them.
Damn, my team.
Cutting them.
My team.
No, exactly.
Wow. Cute without the E. Cut from the team. Okay.
First of all, I don't like how there was 2 extra home systems. First of all. Second of all, I mean, it's all about like trying to create like a different system for the strategy cards that is like a little more symmetrical. I don't know.
Yeah, and eight times. I get it.
Exactly.
I get it. Exactly. I can still be upset about it.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
So that's pretty much my piece.
It was what?
So that's pretty much my piece on the whole thing. Okay. Is that PBD 100 was a very special experience to be a part of. I want to give it a proper send off, and then at some point maybe just like kind of do it again, but cooler this time somehow.
Yeah, I mean, with like cocaine and hookers.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, like it'll be the game with like sunglasses on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You know it.
Like put like extreme PBD 100 dash extreme. Boom, done. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. My marketing people will contact you for my fee.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm. No, that was an awful joke. We can move on from that, please. Actually,
we can move
keep it in there. But maybe you said it instead of me.
But we'll move on. We will move on. Don't worry.
I'm really bad at that.
So that being said, I think we can move on to Brassbird's Mega Beam Center. Dope. Super dope. Super dank. Super awesome. We're just going to get into it.
Please do.
going straight to meme number 1, you'll see why I insisted on talking about the prelim slices here.
Oh
man, this is from Lucky Lizard. I had to cut this one in half and then put it because otherwise it would be really hard to read on the screen because it's just one of those insanely long many panel ones.
Oh, and I love every minute of it.
But it's so good. There's a lot of text. You got to get through it, but you can see the progression. And I was really entertained by this one just because I didn't realize that there were so many steps that you could take with the Galaxy Brain meme because the regular template, it's 3 panels, maybe 4 panels or something like that until you're maximum Galaxy Brain. And then this one's just so many more levels to the Galaxy Brain. And it really starts to pick up in the second half. Industrial initiative, your slice. Economic initiative, your slice. Conventions of war, safe, your slice. And then you said earlier, draft Nazroka and matrix the shit out of this new meta. Yeah, no, hazardous slice, Nazroka, really. Pump all the mechs out, and then you're just God, there's just so much cool shit that could possibly happen. But yeah, it's this one is a special one, and I think it and it just shows kind of the whole point of it, as far as why did Matt and Hunter do this, and they did this to shake up the meta. It's them making the slices is them almost issuing a challenge, and
imagine being Jolnar in the hazardous slice, and you're your infantry, you have 2 infantry.
They just exactly, and they just get murked immediately, that. No, I see what you mean. Absolutely. Yeah. But so another good example of what I'm trying to say with Matt and Hunter issuing a challenge is there was the one, I think it was last year or whatever, where it's there's wormholes in the dead center of every slice, they're making these design decisions to challenge people to be well, how are you going to compensate for this? How are you going to strategically get past this?
Yeah.
And I just think this whole thing is one of the coolest things that I've ever seen them do.
I think
honestly.
So. No, it's something I hadn't even thought about, but it makes so much sense. It's like a puzzle piece, right? Cause he's essentially giving us puzzles to solve. So I know that not just Matt works on the slices. So, yeah.
Yeah. Super funny, and solid meme. I think this is one of those that I saw, and I was just this is instant guac. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to wait until 10 pregnant man reacts on this one.
Oh.
What? Dude, the pregnant man react has become my new favorite.
Same here, dude.
Oh, God, I'm putting that everywhere now.
Yep. Don't so DM me. Don't pregnant man react me.
We're done.
I think me, you, and my friend are the only 3 people who find it as funny as we do, and I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Just want you to know that.
This can be our thing, okay?
Honestly, yeah.
This can be our thing. Oh, man. Okay, so I trust that you've had enough time to read that meme. I am going to move on to meme number 2.
Oh, man, this isn't a meme. This is real fucking life, buddy.
This is real fucking life. Look at how spectacular this is. Usually I don't screen cap, the rest of the post and put it on here. I usually like to let the meme stand by itself, but I had to do it with this just to well, I don't know. First of all, to show off Matt's hilarious little flair there, possesses child. But yeah, also you just got to see how popular this was with the reacts. Incredible showing. And God, we've talked about how much we love Root. We've talked about it, and there was I felt like it took a little bit of convincing to get Root to play in this game, but then I immediately saw the excitement happen when the draft was popping off, and Root is okay, I could play Muat in the slice with 2 supernovas. And then really early on, really quickly, he was like, my only goal in this entire game is to Nova Seed the one right in front. Like, he had this meme play in the chamber the entire time for like weeks.
He committed.
And he did it. And he did
Winning
it.
be damned.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know who won that game. I have no idea, but he won. He won in my heart.
Okay? Yeah. What are we talking about? The winner of the game or Root doing what he did?
We're talking about Root doing what he did, and it was amazing. Mm-hmm. God, just look upon it in all of beautiful. Its glory. It's one of the best.
When you come here, this is going to be hanging on my wall. This is beautiful. I can just stare at it for hours.
I am so proud of my boy. I am so proud. Yeah, incredible, incredible showing.
Oh man,
yeah.
I hate to be the meme after this. Oh wait, it's a banger.
Oh, there are a lot of bangers on this one. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. We're going to go ahead and move on. I could sit here and praise Root all day long, but we are going to move on to meme number 3. Oh, yeah. This one is from JazzX Hands.
Oh, man.
You may have seen this under a different name because Jazz was very generous and said, I'm letting someone else take the public credit for making this one. It's like he made that and he was like, no, that's fine. You can post it. But then he posted it on Mega Meme Center and was like, but you guys need to know that I made this one. Yeah. And the situation, it's simple. It was an agenda phase elimination.
Yep.
Empyrean on the brink of elimination. I'm not sure if it was like, maybe it was like Malice was the DMZ is probably what happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's
so good.
Yeah, my favorite part is like the empty with the little heart, like Empyrean's just like written in these different ways. Yeah.
Just a lot of love went into that meme. You can tell they're laughing their ass off while they're making it too.
Oh,
Those are my favorite memes where the creators probably have more fun with it than you are.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
Oh,
no, this one's great. And I don't know. I think Survivor has turned into quite the little like in joke in the community.
Yeah.
Like Matt was like obsessed with Survivor and talking about, I want to do Survivor TI, blah, blah, blah. And then so many people have just run with it and been like, oh man, we're going to have all sorts of Survivor jokes going on. The tribe has spoken. We're all into Survivor now. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Yeah, if I was playing Empyrean here, I think I would just have respect for the play. Like, it's brutal and everything. It's brutal, but
I mean, if you're in a cage, I think you want out. That's my personal.
No, I want to spitefully win make.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, see, I always forget that. Yeah. Damn.
It's always an option. Always an option.
It's my go-to. There's other ways of bargaining with people.
It may have happened recently. I don't know. I wouldn't say. We'll go ahead and move on to meme number 4.
Love this one so much.
Oh, this one's great. This one's great.
3 memes stacked on top of each other, which makes it so much better.
It's 3 memes in a trench coat. Is what it
literally is, though, Brass.
Yeah, so this one is from Nicole, but Nicole's written in like robot leet speak almost, with like the one for the eye and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, haven't seen anything else from this memer, but this one just like really tickled my fancy. And yeah, I mean, like, the thing is that I haven't seen, like, okay, here's my question, Frox. Is this actually a scene from The Simpsons?
Okay. It's 2 scenes stacked on top of each other. So the movie, like it's Ralph Wiggum, the little short guy with the hair.
Well, yeah.
He's sitting on the bus going, I'm in danger.
Well, yeah, I know that.
But now it has Willie ripping his shirt off, saying you're in danger.
Oh,
so,
wait, it's
like
Willie?
Willie's the groundskeeper.
The groundskeeper.
Yeah, that's the groundskeeper taking his shirt off. It's Ralph Wiggum's head. is like the body's superimposed on top of the bus scene with the word "your" instead of "I'm" there. That's why I was joking about the 3 memes in a trench coat.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're
that's
saying.
why this is a very masterfully done meme. Really tickled me.
No, and that answers my question, because I, like, for a second I would think like, oh yeah, it's like this is The Simpsons like riffing off of itself, where it's like they had Ralph Wiggum being "I'm in danger," and then at some point they reference that again, but then they flip it. But no, so this is like constructed in that way. But yeah, no, it's just it's so good.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's so good, and I like talking shit on L1, but then at the same time, I also like giving L1 giving them their day, because they're a faction with problems, but they can also be your fucking problem. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like they're good at what they do, and what they do is like completely destroy your whole situation if they desire,
Yep.
So
first faction I ever played, man.
You still got some soft spot in your heart for them, huh?
I do, man. I've never even felt close to winning as them, to be honest. Yet again, you know how I play, but like,
sure.
I love them. I do. Those dreads make me feel a certain way. I remember having like a whole tech course plotted out. Like, the nostalgia is just that. Sure. Oh man.
Yeah. Back when you didn't feel obligated to take blue tech every time.
Yep.
Like
exactly.
The game was so different back then.
When I thought inheritance system was super cool. I didn't realize that it's 2 separate spins.
Yeah. No kidding.
When the rules made sense to me.
Yeah. This is just like a little digression or whatever, but what if if inheritance systems just didn't have a spend associated, and it was just like the text literally was like, when you research technology, you ignore prerequisites on every technology,
and you exhaust it. Exhaust
that, so you can't like double tack for like whatever. But
then it'd be a must grab. I think.
Yeah,
well, the problem would still be movement though.
No, exactly,
right?
exactly. That's my thing is like, I don't know, you could like go for War Sons if you wanted to or whatever, but like, do you need to?
Because you can afford them, because you have a 5 fucking resource home system.
But really the problem is like the prerequisites on inheritance systems itself. It's like you need to go out of your way to get that. And then that allows you. So you could just like research other tech and then have the prerequisites for all the better techs anyway.
Yeah.
So so that's the point I'm trying to make is like you could change that to like still be within the flavor of what it's supposed to be, but then it still wouldn't be like worth it, I think. All right, moving on to meme number 5. What do we got? Oh wait, I remember. I haven't read this yet. God, this one's so good. I'll give you a second. I'll give you a second to read this one.
Real time, get my reaction here. When you try to explain to your family that you're on the brink of elimination and cannot decide if it's more strategic to flip leadership first so that you have a strat CC to follow tech to make it harder to eliminate you, or if you should produce first and risk missing tech timing, and it's fog, so you can't talk to the tech holder or even verify that it was picked this round. Actually, since Ghost is in the game, maybe you should come up that wormhole by your home system instead, because the Ghost player just this week discussed on a podcast how much they love setting up to take home systems, and no one understand me. I wish I had a different hobby.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
So fucking relatable.
I only just realized that this is like back-to-back Simpsons.
Yeah.
I only just realized that. That's really funny. But no, this one's so good. So obviously this is from the Anonymemes channel, so it's by Anonymous. But good on you, Anonymous, for really just nailing the vibe. Just nailing the vibe 100%.
Who among us has been sitting at a party thinking about your async game?
Yeah.
And like making the move or something and been like, I can't explain to anyone why I look so stressed out right now.
No, it's literally the meme where it's like the sad guy in the corner and then everyone else is like having a good time, and it's like no one understands what my situation is right now.
But then there's the other guy in the corner also has the thought bubble. It's like everyone understands, you're just annoying.
That's really funny. But yeah, no, I've had plenty of moment like that where it's just like you get caught in this bind and you're like, oh my god, if only I could explain to someone like how fucked I am right now. But this is why I like Fog of War games. Like I have kind of trimmed down. Like I've been just trimming down on async late in general lately, but especially on Fog of War games. Like I used to have a few going on, but now I'm only in one, and that one was like, it wasn't even one that I started. It was one that I subbed in for.
Yeah.
And if I do say so myself, did a fantastic fucking job of turning the ship around there. You know, so we'll see how that turns around. But yeah, no, but I love Fog of War. Like I really love it.
I really like Fog.
It's because what it does is that it just takes me back. You know, we're just talking about like, oh, like back in the day when you didn't care about like only researching blue tech or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like Fog just kind of opens up these possibilities because it's like the uncertainty of it makes it so that, you know, like the reliable strategies aren't so reliable just because there's this uncertainty.
Well, you know what to me, it just like simplifies the game. It's like, it's so freeing to know that like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just going to do what I'm in control of.
Exactly.
And I don't have to talk to these 8 fucking people about my strategy card timing. And, you know, I don't have Brian telling me how to play my goddamn game, because that's what he does. He does that because he knows he's good and his advice makes fucking sense, but it's probably better for him.
Yeah. No,
love you,
totally.
Brian. By the way.
Love you, Brian. That's so funny. I got to mention too that the in this meme when he's like, oh, the Ghost player this week discussed on a podcast how much they love to set up taking home systems. So that was I'm pretty sure that was Chassit on Strength and Bonds.
Yep.
BLT show. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so funny. That is so funny.
So imagine being like this player and then they're like listening to Chassit be like, oh yeah, no, I love doing this, and maybe even they're like, oh, I love ghosts because they have mobility and I just already have light wave deflector, and oh yeah.
I love that so much. Oh my God,
what a
I
crack
really
up,
truly
dude.
do.
What a crack up. Yeah, so I had to throw this in just because it's like just such a classic, like just a classic Fog of War vibe. And I always love mixing in the Anon memes when it's not as active of a meme channel in general, but you get good ones. You get good ones on there.
Well, quantity, quality, you know, it's an argument to be had.
Sure, totally. All right, that was good. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. You enjoyed that one.
Oh, that was so good.
We do have a bonus meme because I love you and I want you to have very nice stuff and
lots of it.
Well, I had to throw this one in there because it mentions us. I don't know if you've seen this one yet.
You know, I didn't even notice us, but man, we're right where I think we should be.
Yeah.
By the way.
So exactly. So this one is from Wecker, and this one is like, I don't know. It's more like obviously with the theme of how this one goes. It's like it's funnier when you've been in the community for longer, and it's like the deeper down the rabbit hole you are, the more funny this meme is to you.
Yeah.
You know? So
no, I'm catching this in real time, and it's
it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better, man.
God, dude.
Oh my God.
It's so self-referential. It's too good. If you don't get it, please DM us. We will explain. We have no fucking lives. Why do you think we have a podcast about this?
Yeah.
You know I'm right.
I think the progression is just so perfectly done. It's just so perfectly
this is a
done.
crafted meme. This is not a 20-minute meme. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no. This took some time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just love like how the very top is like the epic of board gaming. Wow, 6 hours is such a long time. Oh my sweet summer child, you have no idea. You have no clue.
My favorite thing is sexy snakes being near the top.
Yeah.
Like,
haha, humans are Starship Troopers. Haha. And then let's see. Let's go near the bottom. Oh yeah. Community plays TI homebrew games. Like, oh my man, God, you are
direct
deep.
hit episode. You're pretty deep with the direct hit reference, man.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my
I
God,
think the most magical thing. Oh no, you go.
the Fantasy Flight Games / SCPT TI augmented reality game.
Yep.
Like that one just actually needs to exist. I think that was just like a fever dream from Wecker that needs to actually become a real thing.
Well, my personal favorite one's still the Chutes and Ladders, because that is the most you had to be there fucking thing.
Oh, 100%.
Time.
100%. And talk about talk about self-referential, where Wacker's like, oh yeah, I'm putting Chutes and Ladders in here. oh yeah, I'm fucking doing that.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, they're so good. It's honestly so good. Yeah, Kelleris is insane? ?
I can hear Quantum saying that.
Yeah,
I can hear him saying that.
That has been a beautiful and amazing Brassbird's Manga Meme Center. Did you enjoy it? Was it good for you?
Buddy,
it's good for me.
Buddy, you know what I'm saying that is I love you, man, and the memes you bring into this world. That's all I have to say.
I'm just a meme historian, man. It's no
just
big deal.
Just a clown from Meme Town. That's all I got to say.
Me. That's me. That's literally my profile description, and it has been this entire time.
I love that
so
much.
This entire time. I can't even.
This does spark joy.
Yeah, I don't even know how long I've been in the community.
I haven't even made a name on mine. I need to put something. I should probably put our podcast into there or something.
Lame.
Maybe.
Nerdy and lame.
We're like a cool underground club. Like, you got to find us, naturally. We're like the speakeasy. I'm trying to think of a speakeasy, by the way, while you're up here, big boy.
Easy.
Gonna get you speaking and easy.
Speaking it easy. That's an easy sell for me. Yeah. No, it sounds fun, dude. I love an old fashioned. Come on, it's like the simplest.
Dude, Matt has a smoker for his old fashions. Where are we gonna be playing our game of TI?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, dude.
He smokes his old fashions.
Oh yeah. What?
You
have no idea the life of luxury I'm setting you. We're gonna do the bougiest TI game of all time.
Who is this guy? One
of my best friends.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I am stoked. You had better make it as luxurious as you're saying you're going to make it.
Well, you better bring your goddamn suit then, buddy.
I want to be pampered. I want to be taken to the steakhouse. Okay. But no, it's going to be a blast, yo.
Hell yeah, brother. Well.
Yes. Are you ready to move on?
I can never move on. It's a flaw going back to the dating show.
Well, save that.
You're going to have to be the one to move on for me, buddy.
Save that for EJ. He's going to give us all the advice we need. And from Dane, I just got to say again, big TI news coming from Dane.
Huge. Huge.
Big deal.
We're going to build a board game and make them pay for it.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Please enjoy our time with EJ and Dane. They're beautiful, you're beautiful, and we love you very much. All right, everybody, welcome. I am so excited for this one. I'm telling you right now, we got the boys, these special boys. We got EJ, we got Dane together at the same time. Hello, how are you, my boys?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh, just being a couple of rat fucks hanging out,
With your cute goddamn cats.
Yeah, I know. Aren't they so sweet right now? It's so ridiculous.
Oh my god, like one of the tails evil. Dangling. It's unreal.
No, both of the tails.
Both of the tails
are dangling.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No, I gotta say that. Really quick. Like the whole conceit for why we're doing this interview in the first place is because EJ messaged the both of us, Frox and I, and he was like, "What's up, rat fucks? When are you gonna have me on the show?
What's up, you rat?
What's up, you rat fucks?"
That is how I actually introduce myself, or whenever I'm talking to my friends, I will say that directly to their face. So that's more of an honorific than anything. If I'm being completely honest.
I mean, I took it that way. Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely, I mean that's how you know I like you. If I walk into the room and I go, "What's up, you rat fuck?" Then you know that I'm. You know that you're cool.
Language is insulting people, 1,000%. So I'm right there with you, man.
Incredible.
Well, that and Taco Bell, but we can get into that later.
Yeah.
My love language.
Can't get that anymore.
Don't
for real.
Don't get him started on the Taco Bell. Yeah.
I mean, or we can. Yeah.
So we got the boys on the show. We have, I don't know, it's going to be kind of like an unstructured kind of thing that we have going on. We're mostly just getting to know these guys better. We'll talk about TI at some point, but like we'll get around to it. We've got plenty of other topics that are going to be important, and I just want to start with our typical thing of tell us a little bit about yourselves. But actually, I will kick it off with another funny story about these little fucking bitches right behind me. So we had planned to meet last week, and it was had it all set up. Everything was good.
Have an episode out again.
Yeah. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be incredible. We might have a semi-regular release schedule somehow. And then both of the girls have decided to get really gnarly in terms of munching on computer cables and all sorts of just any cable or cord that is in my apartment. They will hunt it down and they will rip it apart and they will use the torn bits of the carcass of the cable as little toys. And it got so bad that I woke up one morning to Velcro the black one. I woke up to the sound of her shredding the cord that was for my keyboard, and then she did it so violently that she flipped the keyboard upside down and made this huge racket. And that's how I woke up, and I was so
good morning.
Exactly. I was so pissed off. And then I take care of that, and then I go to the bathroom, and then while I'm in the bathroom, they shredded through my XLR cable for this microphone. So I come back out of the bathroom, and I'm like, it's been 10 minutes since I've woken up, and I've lost 2 cords. What am I going to do? So I just ended up disconnecting everything, and I just wasn't able to be on my desktop for a week and a half. So that's the whole story. They're so evil, dude. They're so evil.
No, they're not. Look at them. We love them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have zero evidence that states otherwise. I think you're honestly you're making Ged Photoshop some bullshit for us just to have excuses so you don't have to do shit.
What are you talking about?
I think you're just kind of being an asshole and a bad friend. That's actually what's been going on.
Frox? Are you gaslighting me right now?
Listen, you can't gaslight the gaslighter.
Oh, come on. Come on. Go eat some Taco Bell, you rat fuck.
Oh, let me get an Oreo. Fuck, I ate all of them.
Dude.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, he sent me a photo of him shopping while he was high, and I was like, dude, my blood sugar spiked just from looking at this photo. Must be nice to have a metabolism or something. You know what I mean?
Dude, I only bought a cake, 3 bags of Cheez-Its, and those double stuffed Oreos. I don't know what you're getting at here.
It makes me so irrationally angry.
I know, right? Me
I
too.
ran 18 miles
Me
and I was
too.
my knee hurts. I'm gonna get kind of high and go to the grocery. What y'all want from me?
Are you guys hearing this, dude?
I went home to California for a month for the holidays. Did a little bit of work from home, but mostly just sat around and ate food. And
hell yeah.
I straight up gained 15 pounds. No exaggeration. It's fucking awful. Makes me so mad.
It's just like parents to fatten you up like that.
I literally just handing me things to eat. I'm just okay, sure, I'll have this.
My parents will fatten me up and then be like, "Wait, why are you so fat?" And I'm like, "What the fuck you mean?"
Oh no, it's the consequences of my actions.
of your actions. You did this to me.
Yeah.
My mom could be rolling me out to the car and she'd still tell me I looked skinny.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
That's
really
very
sweet.
sweet. Oh
man.
Hilarious.
But yeah. I guess you should roll back, I guess, tell us a little about yourselves, what's going on, what do y'all do for a living? No one here knows, so, where you're from, that kind of thing.
I'm going to throw this to EJ to start before he does it to me.
Hey! Got him.
Well, I'm EJ Sanders. I am of Space Cats, Peace Turtles. I'm one of the boys over there, one of the 4 folks. They have 2 hosts that you may know, Matt and Hunter, and then myself and Son are kind of more tertiary members of the team. We are kind of the support staff over there, and I appear on that podcast very rarely, and then I appear on Old Gamers Almanac a little bit more regularly, and then I have my own podcast, which I'll plug, I guess, which is Just Dad's Reading Books. It's a pretty good show. It's like the only podcast I haven't cussed on ever in my life. They have to cut out of me cursing on SCPT all the time. They're like, EJ, this is a clean one, and I'm like, So
I know your pain.
yeah. It's pretty rough being on that show from time to time. But yeah, that's in my day job, I work a corporate work from home job that I won't go too much into, but
that's fair.
I work a corporate work from home job, and in my hometown where I was born and raised, and I'm still here. That's a little bit about me and kind of how I'm connected to the Twilight Imperium community. And they say I'm so interconnected that I am like I am like, when you hear my name, you think Dane Beltrami, and that's who's next to speak. So
that's who I think.
That's exactly who I think.
You're like the wizard behind the curtain.
Exactly. Yeah. When people are like, people hear Dane, and they're like, "You mean EJ, right?"
Yeah.
That's so good.
Well, as stated, I am Dane, no last name given. I don't have any podcasts. I
Not yet.
am currently residing in the beautiful state of Texas, and I'm outside of working on development for Twilight Imperium, and an irredeemably nerdy person, and otherwise just some annoying fuck. That's me.
I love that. No, like outside of TI, you have a couple of game interests I know we've talked about. Like you like Aeon's End a lot.
I love Aeon's End. You know what? I actually just they did the sci-fi version, Astro Knights. It's like a streamlined kind of quicker version of Aeon's End with a kind of like cartoony sci-fi theme. And I just got today a Kickstarter that I backed for it. And I'm kind of excited to.
It actually sounds incredible because I'm huge into sci-fi, and Aeon's End's a lot of fun, man. Is that like a similar discard mechanic to it?
It is like the same game for the most part, with just a little bit like lighter complexity so far, at least. And it's got some other like cool mechanics also. But
wait, so this is a card game?
Yeah, Astro Knights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aeon's End is Aeon's End, is this a? I'm looking. It's on Steam. Is there like a?
Yeah, there's a Steam version. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, there is. I believe it's not like actually multiplayer though, and
that's tough.
So it's like you're playing four-handed, and I never do anything by myself. I'm too helpless, so I just.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know yourself at least, so there's
basically.
No, I played the Legacy game with some friends, and then they actually had the Legacy module on TTS. Me and one of my buddies were playing through, so and then you can multiplayer it on there too. I think I haven't played much of it though, since we're all on this podcast. I guess we all have TTS in some iteration, but it's a lot of fun, man. I just like the take on it. So
yeah, it's great. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As far as deck builders go, I'm a Slay the Spire guy, which is a different type of deck builder, but that's what I do.
I'm horrible at that fucking game. I'm awful at that game.
Me too.
I've never beat the, what's it called? Not even on like the regular mode. The Heart.
Ascension.
The Heart.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Or the Heart? Okay, yeah.
In the past, here's bad news about me. In the past month, I have 8 Ascension 20 hard kills on Silent, and 6 of those are in the past month.
Jesus
I looked
Christ!
At it and I was like, damn, I'm getting good.
do you have it on your phone, EJ? I have it on my phone, so I must have played at work, like when I'm dicking around.
Can't do the phone.
Yeah.
Can't
have it on my phone, or else I'll be on it all day long.
Yeah, totally.
That's fair.
No one will know who I am.
EJ, do you have any just like I don't know, just basic tips like how do I not suck at that game? Like essentially because I really enjoyed it, you know?
Yeah, so you know, each of the different characters, there's 4 characters, have a different synergy sort of system that you have to kind of work out from playing a lot of it. I have 2,500 hours into the game, so that I would say that you need at least maybe 1,000 to kind of really get what, you know, because it's not just about the cards you pick, it's about the cards you don't pick, right? And
Sure.
it's about the things you don't go for. Like you may have a great run with a card, and that's the thing you have to get out of your head is like every single run is Slay the Spire. What's up?
Are we talking about dating?
Yes.
Okay. See, I knew you'd slip this in here, man.
Right. Yeah. So dating, you need to figure out the synergies. But yeah, it's about picking the right. You just have to know what you're going for. It's hard. It's very hard because you know there's pathing involved and things like that. It's a very difficult game. It's just difficult. And so when you watch somebody like I also watch a lot of the game. I probably have watched a similar amount of hours.
Wow.
Yeah, like The Bachelor. Yeah, I watched The Bachelor and I watched Survivor and Big Brother. And if you watch those 3 combined, you get that's essentially the synergies that I'm looking for. You become the
watcher.
Yeah, I become the watcher. That's right, which is a Slay the Spire character. We brought it back.
EJ, have you done Across the Obelisk at all?
I just started the other day, so Brian and Elspeth, God bless them, just drug me through a game. Like they were like, "Do you want to play or do you want to hard carry?" I was like, "Just hard carry me," and they did, and it was like, "Whoa, holy shit!"
I'm much better at that game. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I call it the Facebook game.
Yeah,
is what I call it.
It looks like one.
That's
because you're browsing Facebook on your other monitor while other people are taking their turns.
No comment. But no,
I could have browsed Facebook the entire game the other day. I think I had 3 turns.
New Vegas while other people were playing Facebook game with me. Actually, I had it up and I was like, "Oh, it's my turn." Shit.
Hilarious. Yeah, that came about because back when it first became a thing and someone was streaming it, I just hopped on the stream and I'm watching and I'm like just trying to understand what's going on, and then at some point I interrupted and I was like, "Guys, what the fuck is this? Is this This looks like a game that you would play on Facebook or something." And then they explained it to me where it's like, "Oh, well, it's this whole thing. It's kind of like Slay the Spire, but then it's like you can play it multiplayer and it's hella fun and blah, 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 blah." So eventually I started playing it with them, but I just never let that down where I'm like, "Oh, you want to play a Facebook game? Oh, okay. You want to play that one?"
The channel in here is called Facebook game.
No, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Yep. That's what I'm saying. So it's an old joke, but it checks out, and we're gonna stick with it. All right.
That game's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a different kind of difficult. It's a different kind of difficult. Like I think if I played that one by myself, it would take me longer, or I think it would take me less time to figure out how to play it.
Well, pathing in the so important because the path's the same every time. Like there's different. There's different events, but the path is the same. So that's why I think it would take a shorter amount of time because it's not it's seeded, but it's not seeded like Slay the Spire.
You can, but like they're like unlike Slay the Spire, there are landmarks across the obelisk, right? Where you're like, well, I know where to go to get X, Y, Z, which is something that I picked up on whenever I was being drug along by Brian and Elspeth. It was just like, they were just like, "Oh, we need to go here so you can get this character, and then we need to go here." And it's like, I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's here we go." It's like, so it is a little bit different because your strategy isn't based around like, well, I hope this isn't as bad as it could be, which is kind of what Slay the Spire is about. It's just like, well, I hope this isn't terrible.
Yeah, I 100% of the game by having my Steam link on my phone, and I would just play it at work. That's how useless my old job was, man.
What do you do? Do you do work at work?
Well, now I do. That I got a promotion, but I was an assistant manager at a bank, and unless someone walked in, I didn't really have to do anything, so yeah.
Stuff living right there.
Yeah, stuff living, and then the audit, and you're like, "Oopsie poopsie, I didn't prepare for this."
Happens. Happens.
Dane, how deep into the across the obelisk are you? Or I just interrupted Brass. I apologize.
Well, I was going to talk to Dane, so I mean, if you want to do that,
no,
instead,
actually, fuck you, Brass. Let Dane
okay,
talk.
that's fine.
Yeah,
okay,
Brass.
Okay.
Fuck you. I don't want to talk.
Dane to talk.
Okay, fuck me. Okay, all right, whatever. All right.
Whoa, wait.
I'm just gonna drink my whiskey.
I think my best run is like I can't remember what are the ascension levels called? Nightmare or something like that.
Yeah, Nightmare,
7 or something like that. I play
Wow.
almost exclusively Cornelius, the
Yes.
fire mage guy.
Corny.
You're corny, my boy. It's getting hot in here, man.
Oh,
you know, I knew you were a Nelly fan. I knew
Yeah,
that
dude.
about you.
Love it.
Oh hell yeah! oh my god, what's the pig's name?
Oh,
What's the pig's name?
Otis.
Otis.
Yes. Dude, Otis for life, man. Otis for life, for sure.
I love that stupid pig.
Yeah, I think,
we played Cornelius with him a lot.
Nightmare 15, I think it was my biggest. But Brian had like theory crafted the whole run before we went.
For sure.
So, like.
That's how I felt whenever I played with Brian. Brian knows that game inside and out. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
And Elspeth does too. I mean, both of them.
Yeah.
It was just like it was like playing with like God Woken, man. It was like they just like had like a fifth and sixth eye, and they were just like, "What's up?"
It is the dream.
Going on.
It really is the dream team in terms of like I just want two people to completely carry me through it. Like you really picked the best combo.
Yeah,
there.
it's like you know that feeling when you're like get off your desk job when you come home and turn your brain off, but you still want to hang out with people. That's like hanging out with those two and doing games like that. It's like, oh, but I can say I'm good because I've done this.
For sure.
You know, on top of that.
Yeah, I was part of the team. Okay, I was part of the team. All right? I did
It's
the
nice
homework.
having smart friends.
Yes.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
That's true.
You know, I used to feel I was pretty smart. I was like, all right, and then go to college, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm pretty fucking smart. And then I started working in gaming, and I'm like, oh no, like I am the dumbest one in this room by a mile,
Margin.
by like 3 degrees, and one of them is a master's.
Oh
And
my
I'm just like, whoo, creative writing.
Yay! Hey! Hey, someone's got to represent the liberal arts colleges. Come on.
That's
Come
right.
on.
For real.
Come on now. Someone's got to
real.
Dane, in creative writing classes, did this happen to you? I just gotta know, because for me in creative writing classes, I would set a tone early that I was really good at it, and so I would get like I'd get like top marks on my first like 2 or 3 creative writing assignments. But they wouldn't get any better. Like as the semester went on, and so since I wasn't improving, my grades were going down for like the quality that I was putting out. It was just the same quality. So the person was like bored.
I like to start with low expectations and
there you go. See, that's what I
maintain
should have
those
done.
solidly.
That's what I should have done.
Yep.
I kept trying to be more abstract as I went.
Was that
a lot of great dating advice coming out of this podcast today? Yet again, we're really hammering it home here.
I'm taking notes, okay? And when they get pissed off at me, I'll say, "Hey, blame the boys. They're the ones that
Oh my
told me."
god, dude! I saw the best meme the other day. It was like she told me to treat her like one of the homies, but that motherfucker got more romantic.
Okay, my turn.
Well, I mean, if you're not kissing the homies goodnight, you know.
Well, I mean, like,
You got
only
it.
time I turn my back on the homies is doggy style. That's a rule.
That's
Hey,
right.
there
Okay.
you go. So my turn. I wanted to talk to Dane, and it's my turn to do that now.
Okay.
So I mean, look, we're gonna get to the TI part. Don't worry. We're
we'll
going
get
to get there. But I wanted to ask Dane, and this is really was triggered by there was a moment when you were streaming something, and it was Final Fantasy, and I hopped in because I'm like, it's like I've played plenty Final Fantasy games in my day. It's like I've got that nerd pedigree going on, right? Like I've played plenty of them or whatever. But this new shit, like, I had no clue what was going on, man. Like, I had no
What was I
fucking
doing?
idea. No, it was like something with a blue mage, and then there was like lots of lights and colors, and
raid.
you're jumping around.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was a raid, but
Yeah, we were all blue mages.
Oh,
Yeah.
4 blue mages. It'll never work. It'll never work. That's an old
8
joke.
blue mages.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know. I just want you to give me can you give me the dumb person guide to how does this new Final Fantasy steez work at all?
How does it work?
How does it work?
I mean, All right.
Because it's so different from what I'm used to, man.
I mean, basically, you have like the backbone of World of Warcraft, where it's an MMO. It's you're all characters in a world, playing with one another, easy, whatever. Except that Final Fantasy is also 6 fully 80-hour single player RPGs also at the same time. So it's not just like a drop in and dick around, but it can be that. But there is like a story and characters, and it's good. It's not just like a throwaway. It's among the better the Final Fantasy stories, in my opinion.
Wow.
No, the single player campaign's pretty good. I played through. Where's the one with the gun? Oh my god, the Gunblade people came in. Can't think of the name.
Shadowbringers.
I played through Shadowbringers.
Mm.
Yeah, the story's really good.
That is one of the best, if not the best. The stream that you watched, I think we were doing Blue Mage raids, which is they're actually old raids, but you're playing them synced down to that level, and everybody's a blue mage, so you have no tanks, no healers, no casters, no melee, whatever. You're just all blue mages, and you can set it up however you want, and the goal is just to figure out a way to just skate by with everybody just being blue mages. So you don't have tanks, so anytime a tank thing would come up, you have to cast your turtle spell and drop into invulnerability form, and then you have only horribly shitty ways to heal yourself and others. So it's like you're just constantly on the brink of almost being dead.
Wow.
And it's just kind of it's just all it is a challenge mode. And so it's all fights that my friends and I have done, but 2 years ago. So we're also trying to defeat our own hubris and oh yeah, we remember this. We don't need we don't need to study shit. And then we just are dying over and over
get
again.
Shit rocked. Wait. So what?
Yeah.
Remind me what number Final Fantasy this is up to now?
14.
14.
Well, 14 is the one he's playing.
But we're up to 16 now. Yeah.
Oh shit.
We're 16's been out for a while. I'm sure we'll head to 17 soon enough, though. I think there's been some rumor that they may drop the numbering scheme. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I mean, that would be
see.
Weird, but
I mean,
also,
they made
whatever.
Crystal Chronicles and little offshoots
Sure.
already.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll just kind of go down that vein.
Bring
right?
back tactics. Bring back Final Fantasy tactics.
They should switch to Braille.
Braille.
What do you think?
Just Final Fantasy and then just some dots.
In Braille.
Some dots.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let the man cook.
I like it.
I don't know, man. It seems inclusive to me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
What do you want from me? Everybody should learn how to read Braille.
Yo.
And American Sign Language also.
Are you
Maybe
really
they do it
reading
in ASL.
Braille or are you feeling Braille?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Braille.
Close.
Yeah.
enough.
That's the whole point. You are, yes.
Wow. Well, color me intrigued, Dane, is what I'll say. Intrigued.
You shouldn't be. It's yeah. I've played that game for a full decade now with the same group of people,
Wow.
more or less.
That's awesome.
And I think I'm verging on the mid tens, so 15,000 hours or so in that game, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Wait, so does Billy play?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, Billy plays. They're in my raid group, or they have been in the past. We're about to start something new, so they'll be rejoining for that.
Excellent.
It'll be terrible. I can't wait.
I love Billy. We were just talking
Billy
last
fan.
night about what a monster he is. He's very proud of it.
Yeah, just absolutely awful. And they'll be the first to tell you that too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't speak.
Billy scares me.
I can't. I mean, when those bank shootings happened here, he was the first person to reach out to me to make sure I was okay. I'm sorry, guys. I can't talk bad about the guy.
Yeah,
I really can't.
Yeah,
Billy's a sweetheart, but
Yeah.
don't let Billy hear you say that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll I had dog duty for a minute.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The other thing I wanted to ask EJ.
What's up?
Yeah, dude, I am so curious about your Pokemon trading card game adventure that you've been on.
Yeah, and Dane's gonna get in on this too, because Dane,
Yep.
I think I accidentally, I don't know if Dane was already kind of getting back into it already before we had this conversation, but I know Dane kind of went
didn't
hard
help.
in the paint.
Sure didn't help.
Yeah, so they came out with this nostalgia set this year. It's called Pokemon 151. They did this They did this a couple.
Don't fucking tell me
I'm
this.
sorry, bud. I'm sorry. I have to tell you. But they came out with a nostalgia set, and they do this basically for every set. But this one was really cool because it wasn't like, sometimes they'll do it and they'll just like make the classic cards, and just like you'll have like the classic cards with kind of updated stats, which is okay. But they did this. They were just like, nope, here are the original 151. There's some secret rares and some hollows and stuff, whatever. But we're just gonna do them straight in order with the card numbers, straight in order, with their actual Pokemon number and everything. And I was like, well, I guess I gotta do that.
Gotta hop on this train.
I mean, you gotta catch them all. That's like,
so I
unless
am
you on hand. So
excluding secret rares, I am only 4 cards from completing the set.
Ooh,
and then and then I do have a lot of illustration rares and a couple of secret rares as well. So
wow.
Do you feel like a kid again doing this?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Is I'm an adult and I should probably act like one, and instead I've spent way too much money on. But I've had to now be like, okay, I cannot buy Pokemon cards for the month of January essentially, because there's a new set coming out at the end of January. And so I'm going to reward myself in February by not buying any this month. I will buy some at the beginning of next month when the new set comes out, and I'll feel a little happier about it.
Just so you know, if you buy double the amount that you would have bought, it's not actually making progress.
No, Dane, that's how investing works. See, money now is more valuable than money later.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize EJ was investing his money.
I'm not necessarily. I'm investing my sanity away from it. It's crazy because I go through. I'm sure Dane does the same thing, but I go through phases of this, right? Like I know this is what happened to me. I had a bunch when I was a kid, and then I had a bunch like from the Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, Black and White era, and then I skipped a few generations. And then I have a bunch from, I think it was the not Sword and Shield. What was before that? X and Y.
X and Y.
I had some from X and Y, and then like I skipped a couple of, and then I have a lot from Scarlet and Violet, and it's just like,
nope, I never hit any of them on the way. It was only the ones, the original base set and like Fossil.
Oh wow.
And then this 151 set, and it's you and my brother's fault. Like you both were talking about it.
Word.
And
that's tough.
What's worse is I've already I've hit every game along the way as well, but like fucking around with the cards was also like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back and like replay some of the games I've already done. And then over this holiday break, I was just chilling with nothing to do, and so I had fucking living decks to all the Switch games.
Oh my god!
And I'm just like, I was like, okay, I have a problem. It's enormous.
Bad,
dude. I have the full Team Rocket set. Like
wow,
the card.
That's incredible.
The
that's a pretty rare. That's a pretty rare set, actually.
Yeah, I got that at the old parents' house. I don't keep that here. I live in the ghetto. Can't be having valuables here.
No.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna break into your house and take that. I dig.
I think that's what they go for.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's why I have a pit bull. I got a little card.
I'll tell you the worst part about all of it is the actual. I've logged all of my cards on a website.
Oh my god!
And that's, you don't want to start doing that, guys, because then you're like really actually in the sauce, man.
I've done that with my Arkham set, actually. So I get it, man. No, I get it. Yeah,
you're in the sauce when you start logging.
Arkham Living card game.
Yeah, but what do you mean you log it? It's not random.
Well, no, it's not random. It's more that I categorized it in like all of the decks I made for my friends, and like I know what I own, I guess. So like when I have to build my site stuff on there.
So are you gonna make me a deck because I love that game, but suck so much at deck building. Like it's unreal.
Welcome to the club, brother.
I just asked JJ and Brian to build them for me. See, having smart friends solves all my problems.
They offered to build me a deck also. And
that's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I'm like, I love Arkham. I dig it, and it's like really popular on our server specifically. I'd say like as far as like all the games that we dabble with, like that's got to be like the most hours logged like collectively between all of us. But I realized like pretty quickly that I'm just like I'm not into it enough where it's like, oh, and I'm gonna play all the classes. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna find all the combos between these cards. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna, whatever. Like I just realized, like, what I like to do is I love to play Guardian. I like to get a big gun, and I like to shoot the big gun, and I like to kill the monsters, and like literally like anything else. Like I don't know, I've like dabbled a little bit here and there with other mechanics or whatever, but anything else, I'm like, you know what? That's your fucking problem. Okay.
I just like having people's burdens. I like playing Carson. I like letting other people play the game, and like I just sit here and like drink my bourbon.
Dude,
it's like
low key, that one run that we did where you were playing Carson, it was like working so well. It was like literally going so smooth because he was just like facilitating all this stuff, and here's stand together, like draw 2 cards and all this fucking shit.
Yeah, like I have one action a turn. I'm just handing out all 3 other actions to everyone else, and I'm just sitting around doing nothing. It's amazing. I'm like, this is actually how games are meant to be played by other people.
Yeah.
There's some jocks that'll listen to this podcast for sure, and they're gonna be like, "What are they talking about?" It's like, dude, this is when you're talking about like that high school game, that football game. It's like, dude, if coach put me in the 4th quarter, like that's what it sounds like, guys. So this is what I'm like over here, like, Carson, baby, get his ass,
Damn,
fucking pop him.
Fucking called out.
Love it.
I love the puzzle of trying to like stay alive in that game and do well and win and get everything done. And I'm good at that part of it. Like you give me the hand, I'm like, I can figure this out. We can make some stupid, dumb plan that's going to get us a chance at this, and we have to do this and whatever. Like all that is fine. And I even like the feeling of like leveling up, getting an XP afterwards and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as you ask me to make the deck to like choose what goes in it, I'm useless. Like it's not good. I'm just like, I just want to put all the cool cards in.
Yeah, give me the cool ones. This one has cool art.
Yeah, 30 copies of the broken clock or a red clock or whatever it is. Like, that's what I want.
Well, the other problem is with that fucking game is there's like $1,600 in fucking cards to buy to play it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
in person,
can't relate.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about buying $1,600 in cards recently at all. So.
Well, I'm sure glad I don't have to pay for Arkham cards.
Consequences of my own actions.
I had just built a home gym and then got into Arkham, so like when I was thinking about I was like, I just spent $45 on 45-pound weights. Like, that's a reasonable price. I'm like, I spent $45 on 120 cards. Is that good? Like, am I wasting money right now? Like, I don't know.
Probably.
It's all money is all. No matter what you buy, it's wasted. Okay.
The home gym was probably a good investment.
Yeah, that's actually what I wanted to do. I want to get a home gym. There's a guy down the street that I used to work with at my old job, and he built a home gym, and I'm just like, it's always weird. Our schedules just don't mesh up, and I'm like, dude, I need to come over and just like hit your garage gym for a bit.
Yeah, I have like a code on my door of my garage so people can just go in. Yeah, like my friends.
Oh, he does too. You know what? I might ask him. I might be like, hey, just lock your garage. Lock the door to your house in your garage, and let me just get in there for a couple sets, a couple reps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is this dating again? We're back to
it.
That.
It is.
Yeah. This is dating. Let me park my car in your garage. Kind of stuff.
Just let me in for a couple reps, EJ.
Yes.
Lock the door. I'm not direct enough. What the fuck? I'm learning so much.
It's very direct.
Dude, I can't even read. I can't even read people I'm attracted to anymore. Like I'm just like. I'm like so far out of the like because I took an intentional break from dating for a long time. I like and I kind of still am on that break where I'm just like I don't really want to put any effort into anybody else but myself right now and my kid. And so it's like for me it's like even if I'm like slightly like interested in somebody, I'm like, oh, the effort, oh, the poor effort, I can't right now. Sorry.
Honestly, it sucks, man. Dating sucks, dude. And I'm wondering, like, did it always?
This and you're my girlfriend. Love it. Yeah, it's great. Love every minute of it.
You're having a great time.
Having a great time.
Golden Gate time.
But did it always suck, or did it just start sucking when I got older? Like, is the question I keep like asking myself.
I think the baggage grew.
Yeah, we're all broken
on
now.
Everyone else. Yeah, we all kind of suck more now.
Yeah, way more.
I have like a Raven Simone thing going on where I like, I'm like, oh, I see where this is going. Oh no,
dude. Yeah,
I'm like, that's so Raven.
That for me.
No, for me, I'm actually just Corey in the house and I'm eating all the food. So.
Sorry about him, by the way. He's doing fucking berserk.
I'm the same as you, EJ. Though, like, if I'm even slightly attracted to somebody, like, so they could tell me to my face that they're like I'm using you.
I'm into you. Yeah.
No, they could tell me the opposite. They could tell me that they're using me or whatever, and I could be like, no, that's not what's happening. Like, I could convince myself.
You're lying to yourself.
Yeah, I could convince myself that everything was fine. That this is, and that has happened before.
Oh no!
That's terrible.
Oh, buddy,
it's tough.
Oh,
that's
buddy.
Tough, buddy.
Yeah,
it's just tough. It is tough. Brass, I see where you're coming from. It's hard to do, and I think I think online dating has kind of ruined it for me as well. Where I'm just like,
it's the illusion of choice, man.
Well, it's not just that. It's like, I mean, I'm somebody who struggles in like text conversation anyways, so it's it's hard for me to even like get somebody to like me in that way anyways. You have to be talking to me, you got to really see how erratic I am, in order to really understand what I'm trying to say and stuff. So like my jokes and stuff, they don't really come across well a lot, and it's not like they're mean or whatever. It's just like, I'm clearly being sarcastic, I feel like, and I just don't feel like people pick up on that really easy, and that's fair. And also I'm like somebody who like totally understands. I'm like, dude, no, yeah, you're right. I suck. I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry.
I just want to relate to you really hard about people not being able to understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. It's 4:30 on a Friday. I'm at work, and my boss was like, hey, can you go in my office for a little chat? Red flags, alarm sirens.
I remember this one. I remember this.
Yeah. So like I go in there and she's like, "Can you shut the door?" And I'm like, God damn it, dude! I got one cheek on a 2-cheek ass at this point.
Right. And like more dating.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and and she's like, she shuts the door. She just busts out like, Brent, you have to stop joking with compliance. They don't know you're joking. Like the whole I got fucking written up. Because I'm a sarcastic bitch.
Yep. So wait, can you tell us? Yeah, can you tell us what the triggering incident was? Can you tell us what the?
So it was incited by it. So my boss was out, so I was in charge while she was gone for some fucking awful.
Well, mistake one. So really, it's her fault.
Yeah, it comes down to it, right? But like I do wires for a living. I do wire transfers. I click a button, $75 million disappears at least once a day. So, like, they'll do a wire to Ukraine, and like we have to ask compliance, hey, can we send money to an active war zone to buy art? By the way, that's what it was for. Yeah, art. But anyways, so
not suspicious at all.
Nothing suspicious about this at all. So that she calls me, and I've worked with this woman for 7 years in my other role too. And I go, oh no, it's compliance. This can't be good. That was the fucking joke. Good. That was the joke.
Oh,
that's it. Oh yeah, it's compliance. This can't be good.
Yeah,
you know what?
this is compliance. This can't be good. Like,
I would make that joke. That's that's fine.
That seems really
so
benign,
harmless.
to be honest.
Yeah,
super.
that's
And
nothing.
then
Pretty
also, I
benign.
sent an email. They asked like the account number, and I go, I think at the end of it. Like, I sent the account number, and I
I
think.
think is not great. Hey, I think
Because it wasn't
Brent-
strong enough language.
yeah. Hey, Brent, though.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
one-
yeah.
That one I'm gonna say you gotta. Hey, you never put "I think" at the end of an email where they're asking directly for
Yeah.
something. My
While
friend.
I agree with you 100%, it was like the circumstances were that like we were insanely busy and I'm in charge of 2 fucking idiots.
I get it.
Mhm.
I get it.
Like,
Let's say, though, this is it does sound like it's a bank account, and
Yeah,
putting
is
"I
that-
think" at the end of something with a bank account attached to it
Yeah,
is definitely not
I-
strong enough language. I would read that and go, "This person doesn't know, and I need to reach out
sure.
to somebody
Yeah,
else."
I got the fix. I got the fix for you, Frox. Whenever you're
Yeah.
in doubt and you need to like kind of telegraph that it's like, oh, I'm just joking. Like you gotta put the little emoji where it's like the snare drum with the 2 sticks. You know,
Yeah.
because that's the signal for like the ba-dum-tch, you know, like
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe
get
I'll.
it?
This is more dating advice again.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Thank you.
God damn. This is actually a
Yeah.
date. You know, this really, like,
Dating
Matt and Hunter were on.
podcast.
We did a lot of dating talk. I
Yep.
think this really is a dating podcast.
It's now a
know.
dating podcast. Yeah. Wow.
That's what it feels like. I feel good about it. I feel good about being like me. So as a single man, I feel like I could give the best dating advice, right? Because I've
Well,
succeeded so many times in my past. I'm
Well, those who
continually
think-
single.
Those who can't do, teach, right? Like,
Oh
that's-
boy, I'm the fucking Dalai Lama, dude. Like of dating.
buddy,
I will
I'm fucking
teach
right
you.
there with you. By the way,
I lead
can-
by example, my friend.
Oh, God.
Don't say
Honestly,
that-
I feel a little bit like me and EJ are on a date right now.
Yeah.
Like we're getting to
Could be.
know each other. Like
Could be. It could be. It's a blind. It's a blind sort of dating show. We,
Yeah.
well,
you know,
maybe that's the whole point of this episode. They've unlocked it,
we-
Brass.
we've
Yeah. We told them we were going to talk about TI. Turns out it's a blind date situation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dane, it wouldn't work only because I think Billy would kill us both.
100%.
He's a jealous bitch, don't you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
Yeah, they
Second most
wouldn't
jealous
take it
bitch
too
on the
well.
server. Oh man, that's awesome. God, dude, but I'm taking to take
Wow.
Brass on a hella date here in a week and a half, 2
Oh
weeks.
my God, no, it's
when he's in
happening.
town.
It's happening. No, he's got to take me to the steakhouse that he took his girl to. That I was like, damn,
she
dude.
took me to actually. I did
Oh
not
really?
pay.
Oh
Bougie.
really?
Oh yeah, listen,
Oh.
date doctors, guys.
No,
Promise.
no
Anyways.
kidding, no kidding. But yeah, no, I saw the pictures from the steakhouse and I was like, dude, you don't treat me that good. Like, fuck, bro. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, no cap.
But no, it's gonna be
It's kinda
fun.
fucked
We have this whole gathering planned. I think so. JJ's coming in. Brian's coming in. Is
I wanted to
Quantum?
come up, but I did
Right.
not. I unfortunately could not make it.
It's okay.
sorry,
I'm
can't
running
make
out of
it.
space, man. My house is 980 square feet, and all of them are like 6'3".
Yeah.
So
I will sleep on the floor. It's okay. I'm gonna cuddle with
No,
Choco.
there may not be.
you all covered.
Yeah.
With the square footage, it doesn't sound like enough room for everybody. That's 6'3".
Yeah. But no, I'm hella stoked. It's been a while since I've done any travel, and yeah, I'm just stoked to get out of town. I got the whole situation with the girls taken care of. Like my mom's actually going to come stay at the apartment and take care of the girls.
Oh,
so
hell
that's
yeah.
so that's going to be a pretty easy peasy situation. But it'll be a fun long weekend in Louisville of all places.
I'm sorry, it's Louisville.
Louisville. I'm
sorry.
sorry, it's
Louisville.
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 But,
Louisville.
but
Yeah,
I'm-
you got to
We-
swallow.
we might-
you got to
we
swallow
might-
all the consonants.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
vowels.
Hey, it's
Swallow.
a dating show, man. You know what I mean? It's all
Yeah,
coming back to dating.
listen, it sounds like Brassbird spits, and
Hey, there you go.
EJ swallows.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, there we go.
I
Well, learn a lot
am,
about each other here.
It's the only way there's only one way to find out. I think.
I am gonna drink a lot of bourbon. Is
Yes, you are.
is the idea?
We're going to my buddy's house who has the bourbon collection. That's where we're playing our game.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Really?
Yeah, seriously, we're playing our game, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
Hey, stop
lose. I'm probably gonna lose the game.
I'm gonna win.
I'm going to lose
Brian and
the
JJ
game.
are there. What?
Yeah.
What game are you guys playing?
Twilight Imperium 4th Edition, a game you may have heard of.
You may have heard of that.
Yeah.
In passing.
I actually have some stuff to talk about with that at some point.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah,
later.
hold on. I have a question. Maybe to like redirect us from that boring topic.
Yeah, no,
that sounds like
there
bullshit,
will be
actually.
time. There will be time. Don't worry. Well, I mean, I was curious about Just Dad's reading books, like, because you mentioned it earlier. I'm glad that you plugged it, but I want to get a little bit of an inside scoop of what the show is like, and also I just want to say, like, a funny little anecdote. I'm gonna be honest, like, sometimes I feel like I creep Matt out. Sometimes, like, gonna be honest, because like I just like love him so much.
Yeah,
and
you
like,
do love him. It's
I know,
okay. I
know
love him
do,
too.
but
I love him too, and I creep Matt out every day of his life. So.
But specifically, what I'm talking about is like, my favorite episode that you guys did was when you were doing the road trip to Gen Con.
Oh yeah,
it's great. It's great, and I just like loved how freeform it was, how like philosophical it was, and you guys just like really dug deep with all this stuff. And I just felt inspired to send Matt a message, and I just like went like, oh my gosh, I loved it so much, and blah 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 blah. This is great, blah, blah, blah. And then I said something about like, I'm always going to be that weirdo who like doesn't have kids but listens to the show about kids literature and like all this stuff, and then he just like didn't respond. Just straight didn't respond, and I was like, dude, I can't blame you, honestly.
No,
I can't blame you, dude.
So I'll kind of get to all of that. So Matt is a sweetheart. Sometimes Matt, if Matt doesn't know what to say, he won't say anything.
Sure,
and that's just the truth. Like I sent him a text today. I was like, yo, I won my ARCS game last night, but it was kind of bullshit. And then like I didn't get a response, like whatever, So then I sent it to like the group chat for SCPT, and I was like, yo, I won my ARCS game, and then everybody was like, oh, what's up, but like I sent it to him specifically, so it happens. It's fine. And he's so busy. You guys have no idea. Like that guy's got a family. Like he's a stay-at-home dad. So
straight up.
If sometimes he just looks at a message and he'll be like, oh, I got to respond. He has ADHD, kind of like I do, so he'll be like. He'll like look at a message and he'll just forget that it existed.
Sure.
He might look at it with the intent to be like, oh, I'll read this and I'll respond to it later, and then look at it and then just leave you on read. So it totally happens.
Yeah, happens.
As far as JDRB goes, we have to put constraints on ourselves. We told ourselves when we started the podcast that we only wanted it to be like a half-hour show. Mostly because, first off, Matt has 2 shows that regularly go over an hour, and 1 show that regularly pushes 2.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
I mean, Space Cat's average episode length's got to be 90 minutes to 2 hours. Somewhere.
It's going to be around 2.5 at this point. Man.
Yeah,
like
at this point they probably are. I'm just saying, like on the longer timeline, like overall, it's probably somewhere around an hour 45 to 2 hours.
And then he's got to edit. He's got to edit everything, which I know takes a fucking long time, actually.
Yeah.
Well, so that's part of what JDRB is kind of about a little bit. Is I had this idea for the show, and the original idea for the show was actually, I was like, Matt, I want to do this show where we read the first chapter of a novel, and then we have to infer what the rest of the novel is about. But Matt was not comfortable necessarily with his own like kind of improv skills with that, I don't think, which is totally fair. And then I was kind of like, well, what if we did, like maybe we read children's books because we both have kids, and it would be kind of fun if we like read books that we always wanted to read when we were younger, but we just didn't get a chance to because we're stupid boys who didn't do that. Like we just didn't. Yeah. Me and Matt were terrible readers. Is kind of the whole premise of the show. If you'll hear us talk about it all the time, we're like, we didn't fucking read a single goddamn thing when we were kids. Like we didn't read shit. Like, and so a lot of it was just like, send us ideas of stuff that you read when you were a kid that really, you really stuck with. And early on, we kind of struggled to find identity with the show, but eventually we were like, it's just about us kind of chatting about some of the cool things, cool literature that's out there for kids and young adults and teenagers and all that stuff. I mean. And it's pretty cool too when we get to talk about a book that's like within our kids' kind of age range. Just because to see how they respond to those things. Like we get a lot of feedback off of like those kind of younger books. We're like, oh, they'll really like this one, and then you read it to them, and they're like, whatever. Or like you can just see them just like light up and stuff. So it's it's just a really interesting kind of concept. A lot of the show we're actually at one point we were so far ahead. We were like 2 months ahead on this show. We had like 8 episodes in the can, and then like after Gen Con this year, like a lot of shit we both got super busy, and so we just caught up with ourselves. We are now like
my God.
only like a week out, and so we're like pushing to try and we're like, oh shit, we got to get back on the fucking game train to to get more episodes in the can and stuff. So it is tough, like like I said, especially with his new life change that he's got coming. With his move that he's got coming, it's going to be interesting to see where that show progresses and everything. But no, I love it. I love podcasting. I like doing it. I like talking to folks.
It's fun.
It
is fun. Yeah, I mean, whatever, like it's funny too, because it's like, man, I really sometimes wish I wasn't a straight white guy, because like I'm just like so fucking stereotypical. Like I just sit on these shows and I'm just like, yeah, dude, I got fucking no fucking I got no takes, dude. Like I'm sorry, I got no takes. All right, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be the fucking white dude who says whatever the fuck he, whatever, and it's gonna sound like every other dude who's white and is on this show. So it's like, whatever. But it really is enjoyable, and like I said, I think that's what I glean from it. And I know it sucks that it's a stereotype, but it's just how it goes.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of at least I think all of us here are around the same age. It's like we want to feel related to, we feel relatable to someone, like we're like what we're fucking going through, someone else is going through it, and how we feel about it. And it's like, even though you're saying it's like a no take, it's like, oh yeah.
Well, Brent, I'm glad you brought this up, because I really do want to talk now. This is going to get kind of heavy for a second here, because I think it really has to do with kind of our age range, right? Like,
sure.
We're all in our 30s, right? Somewhere around there, or upper 20s. We're at that age though when, coming up, we weren't necessarily taught the emotional intelligence that we're trying to teach our kids, right? And so people who are, and this is kind of what JDRB is about a lot too. Is we weren't taught the emotional intelligence to deal with necessarily dating situations, right? Which, hey, dating podcasts,
bringing it back.
But we weren't taught how to approach those situations necessarily. We weren't taught, we didn't have necessarily internet at a formidable age to be able to figure some of this shit out. And it felt a lot like, and this isn't unique to our generation, it's just that we are at an age now where we intersect with kind of where the technology is with podcasts, right?
Yeah.
And so now you have people who are our age, who are white dudes, who are like, this is the only way I feel like I can really connect with other people who have the same sort of struggles that I do. Not that my struggles are infinite or many in any way, but in terms of emotional intelligence, I'd say a lot of that has developed for me in the last 3 or 4 years. And that's as sad as that is. At the same time, I'm very proud of the progress that I've personally made. And I think that, like I said, an outlet for those types of things where other people can hear that there are people, like it took me hearing people on podcasts, of all walks of life, to be like, oh, like I'm not alone, essentially, right? Because I didn't listen to the radio, and those people aren't relatable at all. But so
well said.
So it just comes down to, you start listening to more personable people on the internet. The internet has grown to be kind of a place where there's a lot of bad, but there's so much more good that has come from a lot of people sharing their experiences. And those shared experiences, I do think, help younger generations who are kind of attached to these technological advances. I think that they have a leg up when it comes to learning these sorts of basic emotional intelligence type of things. End of monologue.
One EJ, I would love to sit here and chat with you about my own journey on that, but that's going to take a lot of time for that. You should link up some time for a beer.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I do want to circle back on storytelling and something from my youth that I didn't realize and I had to revisit when I was older. And this goes back to what we talked about is Final Fantasy earlier. And I did actually, because I know you two are absolute nuts about. I know Dane especially, but I know you do the Final Fantasy stuff. I'm not misremembering, am I, AJ?
Oh no, I don't do it at all. I'm sorry.
You don't do it at all. You're fine.
No, it's okay. Hunter does a lot of the Final Fantasy stuff.
I know Hunter did that. Was it your
Enough
brother
for the
that
both
got
of you.
on there and talked to him?
Oh, son.
Yeah. Yeah, did someone get on there with him? Maybe I can't
son.
remember. My memory's fucked. I had 2 years of depression, where like my memory like is real fuzzy. And OGA came out during that, so like.
Dane's
anyways,
like, only 2 years.
Well, they were 2 years of disassociation. We'll go into that. We need to have a beer sometime, EJ.
Yeah,
but anyways, so Dane, my favorite story is 6 for Final Fantasy, and revisiting as an adult, like I didn't even like realize until I was this year when I replayed 6 that Shadow kills himself at the end of the game. Like he literally just waits and and I was like, that is like a way. And now that I'm older and like I lost a very close friend this year, and like someone sitting back and like stuff like that, like it's way more emotional weight to it and storytelling. Like revisiting like that particular like that's what I'm saying is like I think that's my favorite storyline out of all of them. Do you have like a favorite mainline game? Like I know 14 obviously you have 15,000 hours in it. You know, if you want to pick an expansion there and say it's the best, like Shadowbringers, that's totally fair. But I do want to ask.
Oh, jeez. It's a favorite. I mean,
maybe not favorite. I mean, just story. I don't even mean
no,
game.
Yeah. I probably I'm one of the weirdos who feels pretty strongly about 8 and 9.
I love 8. That was my introduction to the series. Both of those.
8. Everybody is like appropriately broken and but also like adults, and it's not very like. It's not very. There's not really very much like cartoony about it, and I liked all those. I liked all those things about 8.
It's
even though it gets
angsty.
Weird, it's real angsty.
Real angsty.
And
the fashion in the game was fucking A+. By the way, I'm just gonna say. But
I don't think of myself as a very angsty person, but Spotify disagrees with that, and also like
will be the night.
I've kind of started. I've kind of started to realize that maybe I am a little angsty.
Accept it.
A little bit.
Accept it,
Turn off the Depeche Mode when you walk in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dim the lights.
Not angsty enough. No. Panic at the Disco, baby. Come on.
Oh, dude, listen. My one time seeing them live, my friends had to hold me up from passing out because we started drinking here and the show was in Memphis.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. With on one side of the beer.
Yeah, he goes hard.
I do. I do. Yeah, I've lived a lot of life, man.
That's true.
But no, I can agree with that, Dan. I think that was my introduction. I remember the demo disc for Final Fantasy VIII was the first video game I ever played because my parents thought they were the devil. So I went to my cousin's house, and there was the demo disc that had like that first level. You know, like it was a time trial in the actual game, like when you're on the island. Yeah, exactly. And like it ended when you fought Elverit. And I think I played through that like 40 times, and I think 8 will always like have that place in my heart though, for sure.
Yeah, it's a hard sell to be like video games aren't the devil, and then pop it up and then there's Ifrit there like rising out of the lava, and then it's just like no, really, it's just supposed to be something, and it's like hellfire. Like it's like all right, so I see what's going on here.
Yeah,
and like he has a sword, but it's a gun. I don't know, man. I can't.
It's not what you think, Mom. It's a
love story. Yeah. It's a love story that transcends time and space. Okay,
love it.
Thank you.
Love it. I wanted to ask Dane something really quick. I mean, obviously, we're still going to talk about TI. We're going to get there,
we'll
but
get there.
I specifically wanted to ask about like stuff that you've done with FFG that was not TI. Like, are there any like highlights for you, or maybe like either choose like
I want to hear the lowlights actually.
Well, hey,
something pissed you off.
I'm talking. I've got the talking stick, okay? But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, either something that was like an early project that you still feel fondly for, or maybe just something that was like more recent, like I don't know, like Dagger or something. Like, yeah, what else have you done outside of TI there?
Sure. Well, yeah, a ton of my time as a developer has been on TI and TI related stuff. Like it's crazy what percentage of my professional life has been that. But I started as an intern working primarily on Descent 2nd Edition and Eldritch Horror.
Dude, Descent 2nd Edition fucking rips.
Yeah, man.
Pretty sweet. There's even like some flavor text named after me in there.
Oh, I love it.
I forget. I can't remember what it was. It's like some quote attributed to like Dane Internus or something like that. And that was me, the intern.
That's cute.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, Eldritch really stuck with me for a long time. I feel like I've played that game. I've got to have played that game like as many times as anyone on this earth has played that game, possibly the most, and like upwards of 200 or 300 games, and those are long games too.
Oh yeah.
And we and so getting to work on like I think it was the first expansion during my internship. It was really cool to come back, and then I got to work on it freelance as well. I did creative writing, I did flavor text for it while I wasn't working at FFG. I worked with Nikki Valens, the developer, the designer at the time, on that. And then when I started working at FFG, then I got to actually work on the game itself. So that's a very memorable thing for me, is Eldritch Horror. But I've run a pretty random selection of games because, like, other than the ones that you know of, the like Dagger and the stuff that you already mentioned, she's Elder Sign. Elder Sign is a little memorable. Every time I think of Elder Sign, I think of the first real piece of feedback I ever got on something that I made from a consumer.
Oh,
which was I read the very first review of Omens of the Deep, which was the first expansion I developed, and it said it was soul-crushingly difficult. And I was just like, oh no. And they did not have a good time. And I was just like, fuck. And so I always think of that. But I worked on some random shit too. I worked on a Fallout expansion, which is a game that which was a weird experience because it was like a game that really wasn't for me. I like Fallout the IP, but the game itself was like not my style. But then like it was like me trying to turn the expansion into something that I like, which was a weird one. I got to work on a Game of Thrones Cosmic Encounter type game.
Whoa.
Called Iron Throne, which was like working with the Cosmic Encounter guys on a Game of Thrones game for that. And it's as well as like we did a Game of Thrones trivia, and I got pulled in to help out on one season of that.
Interesting.
I was actually on the Arkham story team for a while, so doing a ton of story work.
Wow.
Story work in terms of approvals. So like being like, okay, you've done all the stuff with Eldritch, you're our like knowledge bank. Make sure that this isn't in against what we've already done, and so that kind of stuff, like not like writing story or anything like that. Though I did write a handful of like the short stories that have appeared in random Arkham products going way back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I think then really all that's left worth of note is Dagger, which is like, it's such a strange thing because it's like I love Marvel, but I like X-Men. I don't really know all that much about Marvel itself, but I also know what people who like Marvel comics like about that. So it's easy for me to lean into those things, but at the same time, like, of course, that game came out like right when like Marvel started getting like a little bit of like kind of backlash for being Marvel, basically.
For sure.
Yeah, and I still actually I really like how that game turned out, but it is yeah, I do like that game. It's a good game that I'm proud of that nobody's ever played, and will probably remain that way.
No, I'll play it.
I will play it if I find the right group of Marvel people, but it's a tough sell for me because I'm just like not a Marvel person at all. Like, you know, it's like I've been shit talking the Marvel movies from like the beginning is like my.
Yeah.
Is
you're
my
an
vibe.
OG shit
I'm an
talker.
OG
he's
shit
a
talker.
hater.
Yeah.
He's the hater. Actually, we found him.
Hater.
That's-
Hater. That's me. But I mean, like,
Well, we gotta
You're
kill
gonna-
you,
you're
actually.
gonna put the sheets on your bed
Yeah.
here, then, buddy.
Dating, right? But yeah,
Dating.
if I find the right crowd, I mean, like, I know you made a good game, obviously.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up,
I'm not
dude.
gonna say that it's good. All I'm saying is that like I still have fun when I play it.
There
It's
you
just
go.
funny. It has some elements of like physical comedy in it to me, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
I really like when things get unlucky and stuff goes really poorly for one person over and over and over again.
Actually,
And then-
I see that.
dating again?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
You a sadist?
Yeah, what the fuck,
a
man?
little bit.
Not on paper.
You couldn't catch me saying yes to that question.
Spotify would disagree with you. Is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Dude,
Wow.
my Spotify algorithm's been on point lately. I'm like, damn, I'm glad this is the one time I'm happy people were collecting my data. You know? Like, I was like, I don't have to think. It just what I want appears, you know?
Incredible. I don't want to look at Frox's Spotify algorithm, but
It's literally just you know, that like that Gary hit him with the meow meow meow. It's just a bunch of songs like that.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Wow.
Gary hit him with the glorb. Check it out, man. Check it out. Google it.
I will consider it.
I think for my own safety, I will not do that.
Not gonna do that.
I just think it's interesting that no one here.
Uh-huh. Go
What?
on.
Wow.
What? No, I can't. Nope.
Yeah.
Listen, we're R-rated. We're not X-rated. Anyways.
No, we are.
That's fair.
We are. Well,
I do feel bad every time I go on Space Cats and like EJ, they have to edit me because I forget that I'm not supposed to swear, and I try.
I'm filtered like 45 hours a week at work. I can't not.
Yeah.
Like,
Same.
Yeah, I hear it.
I did that 24-hour live stream
Mhm.
a while back for a TI thing, and where I played 3 TI games on stream,
Oh,
and
God.
with work people, and by the third one, I was dropping f-bombs, and like the one of the marketing guys was just looking at me like. I'm just like,
I'm doing.
I'm just like, I had no idea what has happened. He was just giving me this face,
Yeah.
and then somebody told me later. I was like, whoops,
and
and I did it again. And then my coworker Maxine did it, and then my boss did it. So then at that point, I didn't care anymore. So
Exactly.
Yeah, you were like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
doing it now.
Yeah. Hey, I think that TI should be an R-rated experience, and that's coming from my formative years. I played the most amount of IRL TI that I played was when I was in college. I think I've told this story like a few times, but we would like get these games together where we're just like taking like smoking weed in between every round, like actively
Nice.
just like drinking beers like in the middle of the round, like just fucking like having these moments where you're like, oh, you little bitch, you think you can like fucking take my Quan from me? Oh, it's a historic planet.
You're
You
gonna hit
will
the
never
fucking
take
wall.
Quan from me.
Ground, buddy.
You fucking bitch. You think you can. Yeah, so like that kind of energy. So that's where I'm coming from is what I want to say.
that's fair. I my TI3 box, my coffin box was destroyed by a drunk friend falling on it.
Holy
And also folding a corner of the Isarl tribes and In the Silence of Space in half at the same time.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
no.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
very,
Wow.
very sad.
Yeah, it's hard to preserve that stuff, man. I'm looking at my coffin box right over there, and it's like every single corner is just duct taped. Like it just has to be held together by duct tape nowadays.
Mine did not survive the move to San Antonio.
Oh.
It is fully destroyed. The box has been
Yeah.
abandoned, and in the process, all the pieces like came out, and so that they're just like in a plastic container, just
you go.
tossed in there.
I
There you
get that.
go.
TI blender.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like it's just really bad.
You got to
Oh,
do what you
man.
got to do. Man, well, boys, this has been so fun. Do y'all have any closing thoughts that you want to drop with the audience here?
I feel like we were supposed to talk about something, but
honestly,
I feel pretty
really
good.
remember.
Yeah, kind of ran out of
I
time.
feel pretty good about it.
It's like a big announcement or something.
No, yeah.
I'm sure we'll think of it later.
Yeah,
probably.
We'll get it in post.
We'll do it in post.
Put it in post.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing for me to fucking do. Okay, sounds great. All right. I can do that. Yeah, no worries. I think we're good here. This has been absolutely lovely. I just want to take this moment to say, like, I love you guys, like, very sincerely, very deeply, and this whole community and all these connections that I have through this community really mean so much to me, and it's just been awesome to like be able to grow closer to you guys.
Same.
Sincerely,
sincerely same.
Yeah.
Well, I deserve that, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right, and I deserve that. That's how I've been accepting compliments recently.
I deserve
honestly. It's kind of what I'm going
that.
for too. Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
just fucking dumbass confidence, man.
Oh, I love it. So much.
I've been faking it so hard this year, guys. Like that I'm the most awesome motherfucker around, and like, unironically, I have our boy Brassbird here to thank for like that mindset, man. He has helped me through a lot this year.
Word.
So thank for him, and without both of you,
it's only 8 days in.
Honestly, you wouldn't be here.
No kidding.
Well, this has been a fucking year, buddy. I went to a Grateful Dead show yesterday. You know what that means to me?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
That's tough.
That's tough, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well,
but
beautiful time.
Love you guys.
Yeah, love you guys. Beautiful time. I think with that said, we will kick it over to our outro guy for this episode. So let's chill with K Ruthless.
Hey there, everyone. This is K Ruthless, also known as Kyle, your resident ruthless extorter, mental health advocate, and community formation superfan. This week I'm going to be talking about my TI hot take, a little rant on reality, and of course a PSA from a therapist. I'm glad you can join me here, and I hope you enjoy your stay. So, to kick it off, I think that odd player counts like 3, 5, and 7 player games of TI are actually more fun and a crazier end game than the standard 6 player games, because it introduces a element of almost legacy relationships that can happen in the end game. So if you piss someone off in the early game, do something really mean to them, they might reward you later in the game with when making your worst rival or cutting out of supports. So when you're in that kind of format, although it can be frustrating at times, I'd challenge you to look at it as a social exercise, and learning to be nice to others as you work your way through the game, trying to gain little tiny positional advantages and small incremental deals to put yourself ahead, rather than kicking down other players like I might in a 6-player game, being ruthless and all. Alrighty, and then moving on to a little rant on reality. So, from my training as a therapist, and also just my worldview at this point, I've learned that reality is subjective. And what that might mean here is that everyone looks at the world through a different lens, and all those lenses are, in fact, reality. They're truth to that person, right? So if you were to say that the way that you look at the world is absolute truth, that is somewhat true to you, but not to others. So as you play games of TI and maybe arguing about the value of certain things, or what someone should or ought to do in a certain position, remember that they might be viewing reality through a different lens, and that lens is no more true than yours, or no more false than yours. It's just different, and learning to take different perspectives can actually give you a better grasp on what true reality might be, because it is a combination of factors of different people's way of looking at the world, and it can be a superpower to be able to see the world through someone else's lens, because then you can truly get at what they are wanting, what they're needing, and this also applies to life too. as you work your way through conflict with friends and family and romantic partners as well. Speaking of conflict, your therapy PSA of the week is going to be talking about conflict resolution. I'm sure you've heard people in the past say like, oh, we're the best couple. We don't fight at all. I don't think fighting is maybe the right word to use here, but healthy conflict resolution is actually a better predictor of success in relationships than total avoidance or lack thereof of conflict, that is. The best relationships can get through conflict without hurting the other person personally. Complaints are actually really good. It brings up grievances you have in your relationship, whether that be, again, couple romantic relationships or even with friends. Because if you aren't bringing up healthy complaints, your needs are not being met, or something is happening in your environment that doesn't fit well with you. Bringing that up in a way that can be heard from someone who is empathetic and validating of that position can make you feel a lot better than if you just stuff it right down and ignore it until it gets so bad that there's an explosion. That's a hard truth that I have had to learn over the last few years in my own relationships and as a therapist, is that talking about conflict is really one of the most important things that you can do and get good at. So I challenge you all in the new year to maybe look at your life and see how you can better manage conflict, both in TI and in your personal relationships as well. Try to hear what the other person is saying, reflect it back to them before you even start thinking of how you might respond. You'd be surprised with how far you get. All right, and that'll wrap it up for today. So just remember to be ruthless with ideas, but gentle with people. This is Kyle signing off. Have a good one.